Hello. If you're anything like me, the world has changed for your business in the last couple of weeks. And as a result, the way that you do business and see business and think about business has had to evolve. In my case, this has certainly proved to be true. And because the world has changed for me, in some big ways, but mostly in lots and lots of small ways, the way that I do business has had to evolve slightly. I've had to flip the switch, you could say. I've had to change the way that I see my non-negotiables and think about the things that I always thought I'd never do, as well as the things that I always thought I would do. So what I'd like to do in this very quick little tutorial video is just talk you through the 7 big changes that I've made to my business model and to my rules, which have always been hard and fast over the last 9 weeks. The first is that I now offer small group training, which I never did before. I specialized in big groups between sort of 8 and 80. And now, because of the relative limitations of platforms like Zoom and Microsoft Teams, Google Meets, etc., it doesn't really work for 80 unless it's a webinar or a lecture. So now I've started doing small group training for 3, 4, and 5 people, which I absolutely love. It's significantly less lucrative, but it's significantly more enjoyable. So that's something that I never thought I would do, that I do, and I love doing. I haven't done online one-on-one sessions in probably 10 years. I'm doing a couple of them now. So I've got a couple of coaching students that I'm taking through web copywriting programs, search engine optimization copywriting, social media, one-on-one, online. It's delicious. Again, not something I've done for a very long time, but this was the first thing that I opened up again as soon as lockdown happened, and proved to be a good call. Those of you who've been at my lectures and in my classes know that I never give discounts, or when I do, I have a very good reason. But I think that a global pandemic warrants a bit of kindness when it comes to pricing. So I have started issuing discounts, but only for a very good reason. So discounts for regulars, discounts for clients who've been loyal over the years, discounts for good causes, discounts for food and malnutrition related charities, discounts that make me feel good and serve me in my heart rather than in my pocket. So some of my clients, thankfully very few, have let me know that our retainers are paused indefinitely. And while this was a small blow, small only because I keep multiple clients on retainer and don't have just a few big ones, I've got lots of little ones, I have given them the option to call on me ad hoc should they need to. So this is not something I've ever done before. But now if a previously retainer client needs an hour of work or half an hour of work, I'll prioritize it even though they're not a retainer client, which means that in a panic they can call me and I will hook them up. I never do overnight or short notice work. I'm not that right. I've never been flexible enough to take on urgent last minute work, but these are different times, and so I'm now much more open to overnight and short notice work, usually for my regulars or clients who've been with me for many, many years. But even newbie clients, I am more amenable to having those conversations, and I do have a little bit more looseness in my schedule now that I don't travel to meetings anymore. So there is a bit of room there to make that allowance. I now accept client briefs via WhatsApp. I was always very snooty about WhatsApp. I would always move those conversations straight over to email as quickly as I could, but I will now accept a client brief via WhatsApp, provided that there's enough detail in it, clients like it, and I'm willing to be flexible. I'm doing more free webinars than ever, so this isn't something new, but I'm certainly doing more of it in terms of frequency. I've always given free lectures to certain groups, and now I'm doing them online, and I love them, and I'm doing one every 2 weeks and just enjoying them so much. Sort of like a little prezi that I can give the universe. So look, where are we going with this pandemic and with business and with self-employment and freelance creatives? I don't know. But I do know that I need a plan, because if I don't have a direction, then I don't have a process. And without a process, I feel like this, and I don't like feeling like this. I want to feel like this. And so that is the end of my story. And now I would like to know, what are you doing differently? What have you had to change about your business in the last couple of weeks? In what ways have you evolved to meet these weird circumstances? I want to know. So tell me.